Hey family, this is Terry Ann Bell and welcome back to Terry Ann Talks. So today for our episode of Narc Talk where we discuss narcissistic abuse, today's topic I want to talk about narcissistic rage when they lose control. So have you ever had an experience with a narcissist where they had control over you, where they would be able to say things or do things, manipulate you, deceive you into doing things that they wanted you to do? And when they did so, sometimes their plans actually worked, and sometimes their plans did not work. So, in the moments when their plans don't work and they begin to lose control, sorry guys about the crunch in the background, I'm cleaning up the kitchen as I'm talking. Okay. So pretty much what's happening is that when a narcissist loses control over their supply, that's when they go into narcissistic rage because that's where the mask slips. They realize that their tactics are not working anymore. They realize that people are figuring them out. They realize that they it creates a narcissistic injury, okay? Because a narcissist loves to have control. And if they feel like they are losing control on their victim, their supply, it's going to make them feel like they are losing their power, where they feel like they are not as strong, where they feel like they are not as powerful because they gain their power by being in control of others. So when you no longer are allowing them to control you, you will see their rage come out. And really what this is it's just the narcissist throwing a tantrum. But to see an adult throw a tantrum is very ridiculous. But the thing is, what they'll do is in this narcissistic rage, they will do whatever it is that they can to hurt you, to put you down, and they'll be very, very verbally, psychologically, and emotionally abusive, even physically abusive. So what happens is that in the moment, the narcissist has realized that their victim is taking back control, that their victim is walking away. The victim that they have is leaving them and no longer about to stay around and put up with their antics, put up with their tactics. And now they're recognizing that they're losing the grip that they had on their supply. It's just slipping through their fingers and they have no idea what to do to get this person back. And what they feel is they feel like this person is already walking away. And they're like, this person is leaving me. So what they do is they go into this big rage to and explode at the person to try to hurt them one last time before they leave. It's like at this point, the narcissist is like feelings like you're getting ready to walk away. And at that point, the narcissist is done. They're ready for the discard. They're ready to just let shit like, fine, if you want to leave, then just go. But before you go, they basically want to chew you up and spit you out and stump all over you and then walk away. They want to be able to have the last laugh. They want to be able to come out on top of the situation. They want to be able to be the one that won the battle, won the fight. They want to be the one that's in power. And how do they gain power? They gain power by putting other people down. I could give you a very prime example. That's something that happened in my own life where I dealt with narcissistic abuse when I was in college in my sorority. First of all, I've dealt with narcissistic abuse my whole entire life. Okay, over 20 years, I have dealt with this shit. So I will say I am a professional in expertise in narcissistic abuse because I have experienced it and suffered through it and healed myself from it at firsthand. I've dealt with narcissistic abuse in every single aspect. Okay, so let's get back to it. So in college, I joined a sorority, um, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. The chapter is Gamma Rho chapter at Illinois State University. One thing you can know about me, I'm not afraid to call these motherfuckers out and expose these people for who the fuck they are because they bullied me into silence. They didn't believe me when I was telling everybody about this. So now I'm bringing this out to the forefront because I know they're all watching me. Hi fans, how are you? Anyway, now it's at a point now where everyone's gonna know who did what and how it made me feel because they're not gonna get around and walk around their life all merry way. No, you're gonna know. People are gonna know who you truly are. So what happened is Kiara Darling Garrett what Kiara basically did, Kiara was my line sister. Okay. And she was like the malignant, overt narcissist. Okay. Just very, very abusive. And no, actually, she was more so, she was a malignant, covert narcissist because she had so many people fooled. Okay. But anyway, what happened is that when Kiara had been very abusive and had been such a bully the entire time that we were in the chapter, we joined the spring of 2017. And the entire time, like between 2017 through 2018 is when I was in the chapter, when I was at school, and that's when a lot of this stuff was happening. And what happened is that in the, winter of 2019, the first few months, is when I had dropped out of school and then went home. I didn't go home until around March of 2019, but still, I was down there at school. I had dropped out of school that beginning of that semester, and I was just living down there for the next couple of months until I left. Okay. So what happened is that the apartment that I was staying in at the time, Kiara worked at the front desk. Okay. So, that's significant. So when that happened was, Kiara was very, very abusive and always was just doing shit that just a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So what had happened is that one day in March, I abruptly decided to leave and come home. One night I had texted my mom and said, hey, listen, I'm ready to come home. And she was like, bet, I'm gonna come get you this weekend. I'm gonna come get you on Saturday. So she came and got me, her and my sister. They drove both their cars. We packed up the cars and then we drove home. Okay. So what happened is that once I left, before I left, I had told my roommates, because it was four of us total in the apartment. I had told the rest of my roommates, I'm like, hey y'all, like I told y'all I dropped out of school. I'm getting ready to move back home. You know what I'm saying? So that room's gonna be empty. Y'all have a good life. I'm gone. Just letting them know. You know what I'm saying? Let your roommate know that you're gonna move out, right? So then what happened is that a couple of days later, one of my roommates had to go down to the front desk to get something. Maybe it was mail, maybe it was a package, something like that. And so what Kiara was working at the front desk at the time. And what she ended up asking my roommate is she had asked my roommate about me. She was like, oh, you know what it was? There was something that each person in each apartment had to get. There was something that everybody had to get. So they basically like come down to the front desk and get one get from the apartment, whatever the case is. I forgot what it was. It was something that everybody had to get. This was so long ago. But anyway, what happened is that when my roommate came down and everything, I guess there was basically something we had to get for each person in each apartment. So it was like individuals. That's what it was. Because my name had to be brought up some type of way. Honestly, I forgot what this thing was, but whatever. It's a thing. So what happened is my roommate, she comes down to the front desk and she's grabbing her thing. And then, Kiara goes, oh, here, well, could you just give this to Terry because she hasn't picked hers up yet. The rest of the roommates have. And then what basically my roommate goes, and she's like, oh, well, Terry moved out. She's not here anymore. She left. And then at this point, Kiara was like, oh, she left? She moved out? And then my roommate's like, oh, yeah. So anyway, then my roommate went about her day. Now, so what happened is that now I basically found this out through my roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like she basically told me this, whatever. And then what happened is that maybe around that time, Kiara had called me. She called me from her job and she was asking me about an apartment that I had signed a lease for. I had only signed a lease for like a 6-month or whatever the case is because I was supposed to graduate that December. And anyway, so she called me from her job and was asking, she basically tried to manipulate the question. Like, are you looking to get a 12-month? Are you looking to get a 10-month? Or what are you looking to get? Like, which one are you looking to get? Now, I had already signed this lease. I already did that. So the fact that she was calling to ask me about what lease am I going to get when I have already signed a lease for the next year was bullshit because she just needed a reason to ask me the question. So instead of her just being like, hey, Ship, I heard your roommate just said you moved out. When did you move out? Instead of her being just straight up and being a woman about it, instead of you would just be motherfucking real about it, she had to go manipulate. She had to be conniving. So she called me from her job And mind you, I'm peeping everything that she doing. My intuition was telling me she's trying to get in your business, baby. So at that point, I get off the phone. I get off the phone because I'm not going to explain myself to you. I'm not going to sit here and do all of this conversating with you because it's none of your motherfucking business about what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got off the phone because I knew what she was doing. And I basically was like, I'm not trying to have this conversation. So I go, oh, okay, yeah, well, let me call you back. When a black person say, let me call you back, we ain't finna call you motherfucking back. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. That's what we do. We all guilty of it. So then what she does is then Kiara texts me. She texts me from her cell phone. And then that's when she goes, why did you move out? So what I do is, here is how I was playing mind games with her. I was basically trying to see what she was finna say. And I basically caught her red-handed. I'm showing you how much of a fucking liar she is. Because I already knew how she knew that I moved out because my roommate told her. But I wanted to see if she was going to be real about it. So I go, what makes you think I moved out? Then she proceeds to say, lie number one. Oh, well, I texted you the other day. You didn't get it? I'm like, no, I didn't get your phone. I mean, I didn't get your text message or anything. Oh, well, you know what? I reset my phone, so it probably didn't send. And girl, resetting your phone ain't gonna have shit to do with what it does on my end. You didn't text me. You ain't do none of that shit. Just be fucking for real. So then, yeah, I'm like, yeah. So then at that point, I basically say, okay, you know what? I basically just like cut to the chase. I stopped beating around the bush. And I was like, look here, I don't appreciate you calling my phone from your job asking me about my personal information. So don't do that. That's all I did, baby. Anytime you set a boundary with a narcissist, they get pissed. Anytime you figure out a narcissist, they get pissed. Anytime you see what they're doing, you see what they conjuring up behind their back. Anytime you catch they scheme, anytime you catch them in their tracks of what they doing, anytime a narcissist get caught for doing exactly what they're doing, they spaz the fuck out. They spaz the fuck out. That's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did. She had spaz the fuck out. So let me just, before I go into how she spazzed, let's go ahead and start with the nitty gritty here. Let's talk about this in between. Let's talk about what's going on in her mind. What's happening is that she's thinking in her brain, I want to find out some 11:55 on my clock. If I could find out some personal information about Terry, I could figure out why she moved out. I could figure out what's going on in her life. And instead of me just being straight up and just asking her, let me just beat her because she may not even tell me because I know we're not cool. Like, whatever the case is, let me just go ahead and ask her what's going on because I want to know what's going on in her personal life. I want to know her information so that I can know how to find a way to sabotage her. I want to find another way how I can hurt you even more. So please tell me your plan so that I can stay several steps ahead of you to tarnish and diminish your plan. That's exactly what they want to do, baby. Let me tell you something. I had put this on my TikTok and on my YouTube channel. I said, people are in your life for 3 reasons. You got to pay attention to either, like, people do 3 things in your life. Or actually, you know, I take that back. It's not that people are in your life for 3 reasons. It's like you have to pay attention between support, surveillance, and sabotage. I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place, and I really hope you're following me. This is what happens when you have a neurodivergent brain. There's so many things going on at once. Thank you for following me. But I had put this on my TikTok, and I said, learn the difference between support, surveillance, and sabotage. Because some people are there to actually support you. Or it doesn't matter what you do, they gonna support you. It's because they support you. When you meet people, when they come into your life, and no matter where they coming in your life, if they are a loved one, if they're a person that you care about, somebody that cares about you, if you care about somebody, you are going to support the person. It doesn't matter what they do. You like, I'm going to support them. I'm going to support them. You know, for example, it could be like, I'm just making this shit up I'm making this shit up. What if I had like a best friend who was male, right? Platonic best friend. We're like, let's say I had a gay best friend who's a guy, right? And he loves country and he's a singer and he loves country. So he plays guitar and he sings country music. And he's like, hey friend, I'm going to have me a show. It's going to be a bunch of like, it's going to be a concert where there's going to be a bunch of country people singing and stuff like that. And I'm going to be one of their performers. Can you come to my show? Listen, I don't really like country music. Okay. That's not really my forte. But if it's my best friend that I love and care about and he's doing something that he loves, I'm going to go support him, even if I don't necessarily like country music. I'm supporting him, right? That's support. You support the person. Then another thing is surveillance. There are some people that they follow you on social media just to see what you're up to, just to like kind of see what's going on in your life. Or they may call you up or text you, see what's going on in your life, maybe even come by your house, maybe even chill out with you sometimes, just get you out to catch up, just because they want to see what's going on in your life to see if you haven't fall flat on your face yet. Or to just see if they're doing better than you. That's surveillance, when they just want to look and see what you got going on because they're nosy. They want to think, are you doing better or worse than me? And then you got the worst of them all. You have sabotage. Sabotage are the people that they want to know your plans. They want to know the things that you love and desire because they want to find a way to ruin it for you. They want to know your plans ahead of time so that they can kind of jump in front of you and put blockages and roadblocks in front of your path. Like they want to run and charge ahead of you to stop you in your tracks and, try to get you to go a different direction. Like I'm thinking of the Little Rascals, the movie The Little Rascals. You remember how like they had that go-kart race, and then one of the kids had accidentally like he turned the arrow in another direction, so everybody else went the wrong way, and they kind of like sabotaged the race. Stuff like that, like to sabotage you to go on a detour. Now, of course, these babies they do this on purpose, but you see what I'm saying? How because that the direction was sabotaged, the race was sabotaged because certain people went the right way, other people went the wrong way, and they went all the way around. You know what I'm saying? They went forward where they were supposed to go right in that race, and then they went on a detour. That's what people want to do in your life. They want to come ahead of you and they want to get you to shift gears and shift directions and go in a different direction that you're not supposed to go on. That's sabotage. People that want to find ways to ruin you before you even get to that spot. So narcissists, they want to know about your plans or what's going on with you, not out of concern, but because they want to find a way to sabotage you. I'm telling you, these people get a high out of doing this. It feels good. Something within, hear me when I say this, something within their root chakra gets off. They get an arousal, not just an arise. They get an arise, but they get an arousal out of doing shit to people. It makes their body fucking feel good. It makes their root chakra feel good. That's exactly why they do it. They feel that tingly feeling. They want to, that's a high. They want to feel that feeling again. How they get that feeling is by hurting people, by sabotaging people, by watching people go through destruction, by watching people be in distress. Hear me when I say this. They don't want to escape that feeling. They want to do whatever it is that they can get that feeling. And I'm telling you, a narcissist could just be sitting there at work, at school, in class, minding their own business, and all of a sudden they start thinking thoughts of how they can sabotage this person that is their main supply. What can I do to hurt them? I want to feel good. I want to feel good, and I want to go hurt them because that makes me feel good. It's sick because they have no conscious and awareness of what's really truly going on within their body. They have no idea they are under demonic influence. Let me tell you, a demon is fully aware of what they're doing, but the soul that is attached to that demon is not aware that the demon is controlling them. They are not conscious that they are going through spiritual warfare over themselves. That's, I'm telling you, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Narcissism is a spirit. And when they latch on to souls, that soul is completely unaware of what the fuck is going on. But that demon is running rampant, right? Okay, come back. Come back. Because when I tell you, they may not even realize why they do what they do. It's like, why do you care so much about this person? Why do you want to see this person hurt so bad? They can't answer it for you because they don't have their consciousness hasn't made the connection with the spirit. Because when you live in so much in the flesh, you going off based off of what the flesh is doing. And what happens is that spirit comes and like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, It's like the spirit comes in that vessel and starts controlling the vessel, starts controlling the body, starts controlling the flesh. And when a person is living in the flesh, they going based off of those impulses. They going based off of what's controlling them. Is it autopilot or is it this narcissistic spirit? They go into narcissistic rage when you figure them out. Dial it back. So what else was happening is that what this narcissist was realizing in this moment was that, wow, I just had a whole plan and scheme to manipulate my way to find out some information, and she saw right through me. She saw exactly what I was doing. She figured me out. How the fuck could she figure me out? Because the thing is, narcissists are so smart to the point that they're dumb. They're so smart to the point that they're dumb. Like, they think that they are being smart in how they're doing something, so they're going about it in a smart aleck way, but they're so fucking dumb because they don't realize that they don't have no new tricks, that they have showed all their hand. They showed their whole hand. They showed all their cards. They showed every card in the fucking deck. We see everything that you gonna do. Because it's a pattern in their behavior, it's like, now that you done got a pattern in your behavior, now I know what you up to. Now I don't trust you no more because I know anything that you're doing, I can't believe you because everything you do is a fucking lie. To a point that they dumb. They try these acts so many times over and over and it reaches the same result. And it's like, we already know what you're gonna do now, bro. You so smart to the point that you fucking dumb. You don't think that we know what you're doing right now? Because they so smart about their tactic, about their goal, and what their goal is to hurt other people. But the whole time everybody else is on the sidelines like, I see what the fuck you doing, baby. You ain't hiding from me. And that's when they get pissed. That's when they get found out because they want to be in the dark with things. But when you shine the light on what they're doing, like, I see what you're doing. I see exactly what you're doing. They get mad. It's like the same way when like, for those of you that were dealing with a narcissist and you were in a relationship or in a marriage and you found out your spouse was, or your partner was cheating on you, you got all the receipts. You like, baby, you texted this person on this day at this time. You went to this, you got every fucking thing. You got all the fucking receipts, everything. And then they want to rage at you because you caught them doing something that they fucking just did. And how they went on that rage, let me tell you, they went on that rage because you figured them out. They went on that rage because you know who they are. You went on that rage because you're not believing their lies. They went on that rage because you see them for the fucking liar that they are. You're seeing them as who they are, not who they are perceived to be. So you're seeing them without their mask. So they're like, so because you're seeing them without their mask, that's why they just rage on you. Because how dare you? They don't want to be caught. So now what they have to do is now they have to go and find a way to hurt you so they can take the attention off of what you just figured out. So now instead of y'all focusing on the fact that he was fucking cheating on you or she was cheating on you, it's everything about you. In my situation, instead of her focusing on the fact that she's a fucking conniving, manipulative little girl, I'm not even gonna call you a bitch, even though you were acting like one. You're a little girl. You're not a woman. You ain't no grown ass woman. You a little ass girl. Still is. Always will be. Anyway, the fact that I figured her out and how she's a fucking stalker and she's a fucking liar. How I figured her out, and I'm like, you basically was just being nosy, trying to be all up in my motherfucking business, and instead of you beating around the bush and just being real, a woman enough to just ask me what the fuck was going on, you got to be conniving, you got to be manipulative, you got to lie, you got to be deceptive. Now that I figured you out, now that you got caught red-handed for doing some shit that you really didn't have to do, now that I figured out what the fuck you really was about, now you're mad. So she went into her narcissistic rage and she said a bunch of stuff. First what she did is she tried calling my phone. And then she was saying, like, sending me messages like, it wasn't even about your personal information. Just let me explain. Let me explain. And they go into this whole puppy dog. Please just let me explain to you, please. I promise I'll tell you everything. They just want to get you on the phone just so they can fucking lie their way out of what they did. That's what narcissists do. They will lie their way out of their fuck up. Baby, if you fuck up, then just stand on the shit that you fucked up about. Don't lie your way out of your fuck up. You on the fucking judge's stand guilty. You want to still lie your way out of it? Baby, you're guilty. Just own up to it. Oh, but you're not woman enough to admit it. Or you're not man enough to admit that shit. You're a fucking little ass girl. You're a little ass boy. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So she started calling my phone back to back to back to back, and I wasn't answering the phone. And then when you don't answer the phone, that's when they get pissed. And that's when she was, after about maybe the fifth time she called me, she goes, seriously, you need to answer this phone. Now the narcissistic mask is slipping. Now that rage is coming out. Because every single time she called and I didn't answer the phone, it makes the narcissist's blood boil even more because they want to unleash that energy on you. They want to be able to lie their way out of it. And when you don't answer the phone, they are losing control. They don't have control over you. So when a narcissist is losing control, they go fucking ballistic. So when she goes, you need to answer this phone, that's exactly how they be. They're gonna force you to talk to them about the bullshit. Baby, get that bullshit off my fucking phone. No. So then she gets to projecting and she's, oh, well, since you want to be a child, since you want to act like a little girl in a grown woman's body, projection, because a little girl was blowing up people's phones, but a grown woman would just be like, all right, I'll talk to you later. But you forcing somebody to get on the phone, little ass girl. Then they go with the projection. And she was talking about saying stuff like, you never like, all you do is deal with things on your own. You deal with stuff just all by yourself. You never have anyone help you. You never have talked to anyone about what you're going through. Bitch, why the fuck do you care about what's going on in my life? Why are you mad? Because I'm choosing to keep my life private. And what that was saying within itself was, I want to know about your personal information. I want to know about your vulnerability so I can use it against you. But the fact that you don't confide in me about the things that you are going through, I have no ammunition to hurt you and break you down even more. So now I can't hurt you much as I want to because you're not allowing me to hurt you much as I want to hurt you. I'm sorry if I was talking too fast. But that's really what it is. She basically saying, you don't talk to anybody about your problems. That's code for, I want to know about all of your fucking problems so that I can find a way to use your vulnerabilities against you and throw it back in your face so I can hurt you even more because I just want to fucking destroy you. All you deal with your problems by yourself. I'm code for, I'm jealous of the fact that you are very independent and you can handle your shit on your own and you don't have to go confide in everybody else and be codependent on people to help solve your issues. You can solve it on your own. I'm jealous of that. Everything that the narcissist says is a reflection of how they feel about themselves, about their life, because everything that they do is a comparison. It's all in competition. They see your independence as an issue because they are codependent. They see the fact that you are private within your life and your vulnerabilities they view that as punishment to them. Like, how dare you punish me and not tell me about your life because they feel so entitled to it. And that's another thing. She was like, and you're entitled. I'm like, bitch, you're the person that just told me I need to answer the phone. You're the one that feels entitled to talk to me. You're the one that feels entitled to know my personal information. So you're being manipulated. You see what I'm saying? Everything that they do, they tell on themselves. Everything that she was doing was being entitled, but she's calling us entitled. You see what I'm saying? It's like a fucking it's like, bro, you are a walking hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy for me. So she went into her rage. She was like calling me, sending me voicemails, leaving nasty voicemails. And, when I told her, I don't trust you with my personal information. So the way that she tried to hurt me back was, well, bitch, I don't fucking trust you with my own motherfucking life. I'm like, okay, like the fuck? They will say anything just to try to hurt you because her ego was bruised. Her ego was bruised because she's like, damn, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. Of course, and she knows why I don't trust her because she goes and yaps my business to everybody. So basically, she done got figured out, and she basically because of her pattern and how her behavior for those several months, those 2 years, figured her out, and she knew that she had completely lost full control of me at that point. So then she starts going off and everything, and then starts sending me messages, whatever, and then. At that point in time, that's when I had to let her have it. That's when I had to read her for filth. And I had to say a bunch of stuff to her that I knew was going to hurt her. I knew was going to piss her off because in the mix of her narcissistic rage, she was saying a bunch of abusive, mentally, emotionally. She was mentally abusing me, emotionally abusing me. And it was crazy because in that moment that we're having this whole argument, I'm sitting next to my sister on the couch and we're listening to her voicemails and we kind of cracking up at it. We laughing at it because we both like, why is this bitch so fucking mad? Why is she mad that you moved out? Why is she mad? Like, and then my sister was basically like, that girl obsessed with you. That girl fucking hated. That girl was weird. That girl was crazy. Like, what the fuck is her problem? She mad that you didn't tell her? Like, what? Like, girl, if you don't calm down. Like, we were laughing because we were realizing how ridiculous she was being. And then what my sister said was, when Kiara was doing all of her abusive shit, saying all of this mean stuff to me, that's when my sister was like, she abusing you. I'm like, she is? Yeah, she is. So I'm like, okay. So at that point, that's when I'm just like, Kiara, you are emotionally abusive. You are a shit. Like, I didn't say all that shit, but I did say you are emotionally abusive. And then at that point, I had to let the abuser have it. And I had to read this girl for filth. Read her for fucking filth. And the shit that I said to her was what she deserved to hear. Exactly what she deserved to hear. You want to hear what she said? Yeah, you want to see? Okay, basically, she was trying to tell me, like, you're so insecure. You're insecure because you wear all those wigs. You're this, you're that, whatever she was saying. So what I basically went back to her and told her, and before anybody tried to tell me that was wrong, that was a little colorist, that was a little this, okay, but sometimes you gotta hit a motherfucker where it hurts. Sometimes you have to say shit to people that you know. Sometimes when dealing with a narcissist, you have to push their buttons. You have to hit them where it hurts, because that's the only way they will realize the hurt that they caused you. Have no remorse for these people. Have no sympathy, have no empathy for them, because they brought this all on themselves. All you're doing is mirroring the same energy that they gave you. Sometimes it's necessary. With these narcissistic demons, sometimes it's necessary. You are a warrior fighting this fucking war, baby. You gotta let them know they can't motherfucking play with you. Let me tell you what I said to her. I quote, Kiara, you are burnt as charcoal, ugly, insecure, jealous ass bully. You hate me because I have everything that you don't have. It kills you that you aren't slim, lighter skin, and pretty with sex appeal. Yes, you may have an apartment and a place, but you lack one thing, a good heart. If you can't stand me so much, then why the fuck are you always worried about me? Why the fuck are you always in my life? Why the fuck are you always worried about what's going on in my business? If you don't like me so much, then get the fuck out of my life, get the fuck off my phone, and hop up off my dick, bitch. Oh, when I tell you I can be the nicest person that you have ever met, or I can be the meanest bitch you have ever met. And you don't want to meet the mean bitch version of me, because I guarantee you I will make you fucking cry. I guarantee you I will make you hate me for the rest of my fucking life. I guarantee you. You don't want that. You don't want that. But she got the smoke. But let me tell you what kind of ticked that off, because in the mix of us going off and everything back and forth, I had asked her, I was like, oh, well, Kiara, what's the problem? Are you jealous or something? And I'm not jealous of your bald head ass. I go, that's beautiful bald head to you. And she's, no, you're really not though. Oh, you want to take it there, baby. I already won this fucking argument, because not the fact that you calling me ugly. Now we all know who winning this shit, baby. You have to throw in the ugly card because you ain't got shit else to say, because you and I both know I'm not ugly. Even you don't think I'm ugly, bitch. Even you don't think I'm ugly. Even you don't think that. So let's be real. Be fucking for real. So I had to let her have it. I'm telling you, when an ugly, like, when an ugly bitch that's ugly on the spirit, and she kind of on the outside is not the most attractive person, wants to show how ugly they fucking are, sometimes you gotta, when you're dealing with a narcissist, baby, when they show how ugly and wicked and evil they can be, baby, as an empath, you done already faced that fucking demon yourself. So you know you can fight them back. You know you can fight that same demon. You can let that demon come out and say, baby, have you met my demon? Boom. And when they meet when you let that demon come out that cage and you unleash it on that narcissist and you let it come out, that's when you realize how weak and fragile the narcissist is, because all of this shit that she just threw out on me so easily, so freely. But everything that I had said to her after all of that she just caused, she brought it all on herself. It's like, basically, baby, how you gonna come over here, say, I want to fight you, and then you ended up getting your ass beat at the end of the day? Because that's really what it was. It wasn't a physical fight, but it was a verbal fight. And she got her ass fucking kicked. But if we're looking at like kick with words, but if we're looking at words, it's like swords. You know what I'm saying? Like she got cut the fuck up. I mean, stabbed the fuck up. I mean, I really was stabbing her with my words. Because that's what it is. You can cut people with your words or you can stab them. Now, some of her words that she said to me did cut. You know what I'm saying? Because she did kind of hit at something that I was insecure about. She hit it. So at that point, because she cut that, okay, now I gotta stab you now. Now I gotta just because, but let me tell you something, baby. I had put up with this girl. I had put up with Kiara for 2 whole years. Now that episode that she had with this verbal abuse, she had already did that like a year prior. She had already did that a year prior, and what I did is I sat there and took it. I didn't stand up. I didn't use my voice. So at that point in time, a whole year and a half later, I'm like, baby, you ain't gonna let her do this to you again. You gonna speak the fuck up this time. Speak the fuck up and get her to shut the fuck up. And what did you do? I got her to shut the fuck up. Because she ain't had shit else to say after that. She ain't have shit else to say because I completely went down the list of every fucking thing she's insecure about. And let me tell you, despite what I said, I still spared her. Because it could have been some more shit that I could have said. I could have brought up what she's really mad about, like her mommy issues. I could have brought up why she's upset with her mommy. I could have said I could have said what you know to be true, baby. But I didn't do that. So it's like you got to think about it as an empath warrior. Sometimes we hit you hard, but it's like I could have hit you harder. I could have hit you harder, baby. Don't fucking play with me. Okay, y'all ever seen that episode of Drake and Josh? Mindy Loves Josh, where basically um Mindy and Josh was supposed to have that. We're supposed to like do the science fair together, but they decided to just go separate, and they both had that laser or whatever, and how Mindy had let Josh win that science fair that year, and she came at the end and was like, you know what? I wasn't even gonna tell you this, but baby, I let you win. Yeah, I could do a laser through that piece of paper, easy. And you put your laser through a inch block of wood, but baby, my laser is big and I could fucking take out that fucking wall. And she put a whole hole through the wall. Like, baby, my laser is much bigger than yours. So, but I let you win. Sometimes it's like that with the narcissist. It's kind of like, I could have really unleashed how fuck of a badass I am, but I chose to only give you a little bit of it. I gave you enough to fight you back. And that's what happened. I did enough to really fucking fight back and knock her out, like, you know, in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? I did enough to do that. But if I really wanted to fucking destroy this girl, I could have. Like when I tell you my superpower, I can destroy a motherfucker without even touching them. That's how powerful I am. Sometimes when you got that much power, you're afraid of your own power because you're like, I'm afraid of my own anger because it's like, baby, I could probably kill a person with my own bare fucking hands. If I were to ever get that upset, if I ever were to need to, it's like, yeah, let me be careful. You don't want to play with people that have a strong spirit because that strong spirit is a strength that is unmatched. And when people learn how strong and how powerful we are, everything we do is intensified. So if our love that we give is intensified, you feel so much warmth. But when we choose to give you that darkness, that hatred, that when we choose to give that to you, it's even more intense. You feel it deeply. And that's what happens. They feel it in their spirit, in their gut, in their soul. I stabbed you so hard in your fucking heart that I went right through you with words. Like, you know how Michael Myers will sometimes like stab people just directly through their whole body? That's how my words were so cutting to this girl. Because I hit her at every fucking thing that I knew she was insecure about. And it's like now at this point, I had no remorse. I had no empathy anymore. Because I had put up with so much at that point that I had to just let this motherfucker know. Sometimes you gotta just let these niggas know. Sometimes you gotta just let a motherfucker know to not play with you. So what happened after all of that? After she basically started this fight with me and she ended up losing, I go on about my day, smoking some weed or whatever the case was. This little girl was crying at the end of that. I made her cry. I hurt her feelings. She was going around to everybody else in the chapter, crying, boo-hooing, giving these crocodile tears, crying everybody a fucking river. Look at what she said to me. She hurt my feelings. How dare she call me burnt as charcoal, because that's, people call me that when I was in school, and I'm so, and how dare you talk about my complexion? And, well, baby, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Stop pointing out the speck in everybody else's eyes when you ignoring the log in your own. Don't dish it out if you can't take it. You are constantly coming after somebody else's appearance. But baby, look at you. I can say everything the fuck I want to say about your appearance because we already know. Baby, as much things as I can say about your appearance, I'm not going to do that, because me, for a fine ass motherfucker like me, saying something about her, it would look like, it would just look so bad. It would look so fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, a lot of times what can happen is you can spare people. A lot of times what can happen is when you really got that power and you can spare people for what they have done. Yeah. But let me tell you, that narcissistic rage that they went out on, that was uncalled for. It was unnecessary, and you did not deserve to be spoken to that way and treated that way. And if they put their hands on you, you didn't deserve to be fucking like abused like that. You did not deserve to have that happen to you, baby. Not at all. Because basically they not woman or man enough to admit the fact that they did something wrong. They want to sit here and like, they want to be able to do whatever they want to fuck. They want to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they don't want to get caught doing what they're doing. They want to be, see, if they get in, they get off on also knowing that you are unaware of what's going on behind their back. I mean, behind your back. Like, okay, slow down. They want to do all of this shit behind your back, and they don't want you to find out, because they want to come up in here and play in your face and play you, knowing that they playing you. That's what they want to do. They want to. They have satisfaction and joy at knowing that they playing the fuck out of you. It gives them joy. It gives them satisfaction. That arousal that I was talking about in their fucking root chakra. That's what they want. But you know what happens? When you basically, they play themselves when they get found out. When they get found out and they caught red-handed, that's when they fucking play it themselves. Because it's like, you see, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get. Everything that's done in the dark is going to come to the light. And because you was out here like scheming, conniving, being all of this, now that's exactly what you got. So listen, let me tell you, do not feel sorry for these people. Do not feel sorry for these narcissistic people that cause all of this pain. All of this pain that they caused you, all this stuff they done said to you, baby. Do not have no remorse for what you had to say to them. Because they deserve it. They deserve it. You know, turning the other cheek is not just like you taking the brunt of all of that abuse. Hell fucking no. Turning the other cheek is you defending yourself. You got to pick your battles wisely. But you can defend yourself. You can stick up for yourself without it turning into a violent altercation. Because let me tell you, we live in a world where people think that you being silent is a weakness. And you don't want to get to a point where you're silent for so long that by the time you open your mouth, you explode. And don't nobody know where all this anger and energy is coming from, because you got so much bottled in. Let me tell you something, baby. You will lose your mind if you keep all that shit bottled in. Everything that you keep bottled in, you're going to lose your mind if you don't let it out, if you don't talk about it. So the energy that y'all feeling right now, let me tell you, I felt this energy since 2019 when this shit happened to me. It was March of 2019. But this is also piling up on the shit that I put through from 2018, 2017. It's 2023. I should have been over this by now. But I don't rush myself through my healing process because I know what the fuck I've been through. I know what the fuck I've been through my whole entire life. So having to heal from that brunt of abuse is like, I got to heal from everything else too. And at some point in time, I put that whole experience with my sorority sisters on like the back burner. And I was healing everything else because I had a bunch of shit to heal from. And I made significant strides healing from those other parts of my life. Like I had to go, before I could even address college, I had to address high school. I had to address middle school. I had to address elementary school. I had to address all of that shit first before I could even address college. So that's why it took me some years and some time until I got to this situation. So this energy that you feeling is stuff that has been suppressed, and I'm glad it's coming out because in the moment, I've been on this podcast for how long? What's the 45 minutes? Okay, I've been on this thing 45 minutes. And what was happening is I was just walking around, and that the thought, the memory just kept resurfacing. It was resurfacing since this morning. And I knew, I'm like, just get on and start talking about it. Just let your feelings out. Let it out, baby. You gotta let this energy out. You can't keep this bottled in no more. So that's why I got on this podcast, got on this recording, and just started talking. Because this is helping me. This is healing me. And let me tell you, this rage that I'm feeling, it's okay if years has gone by and you still feel this same rage, because the energy has not fully been processed yet. You have to fully process the energy. And baby, when you fully process that energy, you have to give yourself the space to let that shit out. Ain't nobody at the house with me right now. Okay. And my family, I still live with my family. Okay. I'm on the verge of getting up out of here. But as of right now, as of today, whatever the day is, so I have to take different times when I have to talk about this. I have to either leave or do whatever the case I can. But I'm allowing this energy to come out, and I'm not shaming myself for it. And I don't think we ever should shame ourselves for it, because let me tell you, my family will shame me for feeling angry for the people that have hurt me. Like, you need to deal with that anger. You need to think you got too much anger in you. Motherfucker, that anger that you're talking about is hurt. So you invalidating my anger is you invalidating my hurt. I'm not invalidating my hurt nor my anger, because I know, the version I am today was with me when all of those moments and those situations when I was dealing with those people. And I knew for a fact that I did not deserve to be spoken to that way, to be treated that way, when I would not have done the same. And then it pisses me off how people just like, it pisses me off, and I realize I did not deserve to be treated that way. And I didn't held on to this for so long that it's just like, baby, let that shit out. Let it all out, because you need to get this out of you. In the same way, in the same breath for you all, start talking. What I had said in one of my other podcasts, you help yourself heal by talking things through. You have to talk this through, baby, because you got to let out how you feel. And the thing is, a lot of times we'll want to be like, let me tell you what I've done along my journey. When healing from narcissistic abuse, I would kind of, not allow myself to feel what I really felt, because I was, shaming myself. I was gaslighting myself. I was allowing other people's voices to become my inner voice. So where I'm like, well, I don't think I have the right to be that mad. No, fuck that bullshit. You have every right to feel as mad as you feel. This is a journey. This is a journey, okay? I've been on this journey since birth. And I'm still figuring this shit out, okay? Because it clouds you, it blinds you, it makes you feel like you can't focus sometimes. But when you finally start piecing things together, things start to make more sense, right? It's a journey. We're figuring out gradually, as we move along, how to heal from narcissistic abuse. It's a journey, it's a process. And one thing that helps is talking things through, talking things out. You have to, you got to. Because the more that you talk it out, the more that you get the shit that you got to stay off of your chest. Because when you get that off of your chest, you feel like you can breathe again. Breathe again. Okay. My Tony. But anyway, as I've been talking, I've been yelling a lot of the time. Yeah, I got you. I know. But I do feel that I have been able to breathe a lot better since I've let this off my chest, because what I went through was a lot. And it was just almost like people wanted me to just kind of like get over it, let it go. And it's like, no, you have no idea you have no idea the type of pain that a person carries when they've been treated that way. You have no idea the type of trauma a person carries because of that. So telling people to just get over it is invalidating the trauma. The narcissistic abuse is traumatizing. That's why you feel like it's hard to get over this, or if you do whatever you can and you still feel like you're dealing with it at times. It's trauma that you're working through and healing from. And the thing is, the narcissist, the whole entire experience, the whole thing is just them traumatizing you. Just trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma. And you got to go through that and you got to heal that. And shit, that shit gets tiring and exhausting and it's draining to heal yourself from every fucking situation they put you through, because every situation you got to unpack. Every scenario, you have to process some emotion. It's tiring. It's draining. It's exhausting. And every single time I talk about it, the more I'm like, I don't want none of these bitches around me ever again for the rest of my ever born life. I don't ever want them to come around me. I don't ever want them to see me. I don't ever want them to speak to me. I don't ever want to speak to them again. Because I can very much so walk around this world and act like I don't fucking know these people. I can act like you don't fucking exist to me. I don't give a fuck that we sworn into the same sorority at the same time. Baby, you are not my ship. You are not my line sister. You are not even, you are just a soror. Not every soror is a sister. Not every frat is a brother. Not every blood is family. Not every friend is really your friend. Not every lover is your true lover. No, oh, let me say that. Not every partner is a lover. Not every spouse is a lover. You are not obligated to these people. And I feel like the curse that I'm helping break is that a lot of people have dealt with this type of narcissistic abuse in the hands of sororities and fraternities. The Divine Nine, the one that you are in for fucking life. A lot of this just get brushed under the rug. And a lot of people think you're supposed to just put up with it because, oh, that's sure the fuck that shit. That's not sisterhood. So I refuse to be sisterly to people that have not given me sisterly love. They don't earn that title of my sister if they're not acting like one. And that was her biggest problem. That was Kiara's biggest problem. She felt entitled to treat me like shit because we were ships. That's what they call alliances. They call it your link, your ship, SHIP. That's what they call that, okay? Jargon. Or whatever the case is. So you know what I'm saying? Like she felt so entitled to be in my life just because we line sisters. She felt so entitled to treat me any old kind of way because that's your shit. Forgive her, let it go. They use that same tactic, and that's your family. They use that same tactic in there. So if we could cut our family the fuck off and say fuck these people, we could cut these people off, because if it wasn't for our sorority, we wouldn't even have these people in our lives. And if it wasn't for this sorority, I wouldn't even want these motherfuckers in our lives. So why should we have people that we didn't even choose, that were selected for us? Why are you forcing us to be sisterly and have a bond with people that was forced upon us? Anything that is forced and the foundation was not built the right way is not going to stand, is not going to last. A home built on faulty ground will not prosper, will not falter, will not prosper, will no, not will not falter is not the word. I'm sorry. A house built on faulty ground will not stand. A house that is not a home that does not have a solid foundation will not prosper. It won't prosper. It won't stand. So if you have a group of line sisters that their foundation was never created, a bond was never solidified, these people do not have a true, genuine connection with each other, why the fuck are you forcing it then? Why the fuck are you forcing it? We all joined the sorority, not the chapter, not the ship, not the line. You pledge your sorority. To the day I die, I will be a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I'm sworn in, okay? Okay, but, so I'm not obligated to the chapter because the chapter destroyed me. Gamma Rho, Illinois State University, I'm calling out a fuck out because fuck all of you. And my ship, 6DOS, or actually, you know what, 5DOS, because 5DOS was actually like the name that y'all wanted to call me. Because like basically it was 6 of us, and they tried to tell me all the time, we don't want you in your ship. It's 5DOS. You're gone. Okay, well, that's what you all got. That's what you all wanted. 5DOS, good riddance. That's the last thing I said to them. I was like, good riddance, 5DOS, because that's what you all wanted anyway. They kept ostracizing me and pushing me away. And then when I finally left, they like, wait, why did you leave? No, baby, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. A narcissist will push you away, then wonder why you left. And that's the whole topic for another day. Look out for that one. Because I know I'm going to talk about that. But anyway, We are not obligated to these people. If I could cut my family off, who makes you think I can't just cut these fucking sorority sisters off? And people are like, well, what if you ever run into them? What if you go visit? I don't have to speak to them if I don't want to. I mean, if they speak to me, it's a hi and bye. That's it. Some people, what I have learned in this life, my brother, my sister, is that sometimes you got to just have people in your life where if you have to interact with certain people, certain family members, whatever, keep it at hi and bye. That is it. Hey, how you doing? Like, hey, nice to see you. You ain't even got to say all that. Just to be like a, hello. All right, I'll catch you later. Hello, goodbye. Hi. Keep it moving. That's what I'm saying. Keep it moving. What I have learned in this life is you don't have to formulate relationships with people. You don't have to be you don't have to like be buddy buddy with people that you don't want to be cool with. It doesn't matter who it is. If a person is toxic, if they don't respect you, they do not deserve access to your energy. They don't deserve your love. They don't deserve your light. They deserve nothing because your energy is a privilege. Your energy is a gift. And if they exploit that gift, if they take advantage of that, if they feel entitled to that privilege, take it away from them, revoke them. The best revenge is no contact. The best revenge is to completely remove access that they have to you. Because if they have access to you, they will hurt you. If you take away that access, they cannot hurt you. And they don't change when you guys are gone. They stay exactly the same. And the feelings that they have towards you stay exactly the same. So keep those people away from you. Keep them away from you. And another thing for best revenge is to heal, to grow, to evolve, to be happier, to be healthier, to be more independent, and to be successful. Let them know that they ain't stopped shit. Let them know that they ain't stopped nothing. The very thing that they tried to tell you couldn't do, go out there and go do it and see, be like, look, you told me I couldn't do it and look. You see, while you were sitting there talking shit about what I couldn't do, I actually went to go do it. So anyway, yeah, baby. It's tough. What we go through is a lot. And as we continue to talk things through, as we continue to have this community where we can all share our experiences, share our stories, and help each other to heal, help validate each other's experience and emotions, this is how we all can collectively heal. And I think what we need to collectively do is stop giving these narcissists our energy. Now, listen, talking about our experience and speaking our truth is not giving them our energy. It's purging out our feelings, our emotions, purging out our energy. But what I mean by don't give them our energy is don't go look them up on social media. Don't go contacting them. Don't allow them into your life. Don't allow them to come around you. Don't go around them. Give them nothing. Personally, give them nothing. They don't deserve to be in your presence. They don't deserve to call your phone. They don't deserve to text your phone. No access at all. They can't access you. That's how you deal with them. That's what's going to help you to heal. All right, this podcast was a little all over the place, but I'm going to end it here. I need to rest my voice. So, all right, y'all. I hope this has helped you. Please subscribe for more content as I talk more about narcissistic abuse. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening to me. If you made it to the end, y'all real. I love you so much. Thank you, because as much as you all tell me I'm helping you heal, you all help me to heal as well. Because just your feedback, just, validating my experiences, my emotions, or even the apologies that I never got from these people that you all give me, I appreciate so much. You all are helping me to heal too. And I thank you. You all really keep me going, and I thank you. Terry Ann Bell signing out.